Hello everyone, today we're going to learn a mini lesson on the author's purpose. When identifying the author's purpose, what you're really asking yourself is, why did the author write the text? Well, it's as easy as pie. Yes, you heard me correctly. Author's purpose is as easy as pie. Persuade, inform, and entertain. These are the first types of writing we're going to focus on. When we're reading text, we're going to identify the author's purpose as one of these three things. Did they persuade? Were they informing? Or were they trying just to entertain? Before we get into that, let's talk about why. Why study the author's purpose? Well, there's a variety of reasons. For example, you'd study the author's purpose when you are the author. For example, you might want to write to persuade someone to clean up the environment. Or you might want to write a plot and a setting and some characters to entertain. Furthermore, you might be reading informational text about pterodactyls and you want to inform other people about it. Another reason to study the author's purpose is when reading. It's important to understand the different types of books that you read and what the author's purpose was so that you understand how to tackle the reading. If you are reading a novel at home, you're reading it to entertain yourself. In a novel, there's a story, there's a plot, there's a setting, there are characters. If you don't understand one word in the book, you can usually keep reading and still get the deeper meaning behind your reading. But if you're reading a text like History Alive, Chapter 10, Growing Tensions between the British and the colonists, now you're reading that to inform yourself about a historical period. In that kind of reading, you can't just skip a vocabulary word because it's going to help you understand the reading in its entirety. Skipping a word might mean you don't get it at all. So you really have to look at the context clues and the glossary and understand the words. Also, you need to memorize facts. If I was reading Wonder, it wouldn't be important for me to memorize one of the sections in the book. But if I'm reading History Alive, I need to memorize what happened in the Boston Massacre because it's going to better help me understand future events. Thanks for listening to my intro on identifying the author's purpose. Stay tuned and listen for the secret word.